Fellow tennis nerds, Adri back in business, and we have today a topic for you that I think a lot of you might not practice enough, and that's the volley. Like, that's such an important shot, even if you might not see it as much as in the good old serve and volley days. You need to be able to finish a volley, especially if you play doubles, and many of you probably listening to this are playing doubles. Then the volley is the key shot. So what do you do to improve your volleys?
Less is more, I would say. That's a very important phrase to memorize, to internalize that phrase. Less is more. In terms of power, volley, the more powerful you hit, the less effective it is. You want the ball to land as short as possible. I would even say for both singles and doubles, the slower you hit it, the sooner the second bounce of your shot is, the more difficult it is for your opponent. Also, the slower it is usually because it's low and bounces the second time soon after the first. So in that way, it's less and more. Second term that I want to mention about less is more is very small contact, very small swing. I see this all the time, and no. That's how small of that's how a volley should look like. No matter if the ball's coming at you at 100k or if it's coming at you at 50k or 20. It's there and there. So less is more, and we're going to get now into all the details that I can think of for you guys to improve your volley throughout this video. Step number one, as every other shot, is the grip. How do we hold the racket? On the volley, we hold the racket like a hammer grip. The real word is Continental Grip. Okay, you hold the racket as if you're going to shake someone's hand. There, we hold the racket. This is the same as the serve, the volley, forehand volley, backhand volley, even the slice. I like to hold the slice a little bit more open, but anyway, Continental Grip is good for all these shots. It's actually the most popular grip in tennis. The Eastern, semi-Western, or Western is only for the forehand. The backhand is the other way, and then the Continental Grip is for basically any other shot, smash, volley, everything that you're hitting the ball without the bounce. So smash, or you can let the smash bounce, but you get my point. The serve is without the bounce, the volley of course is without the bounce. Okay, and the slice is with the bounce, but you can have that a little bit more open, so you get my point. So Continental Grip. Number two is the takeback. The takeback should be basically non-existent. I would say instead of a takeback, it's a unit turn. Okay, so if I'm prepared here, I am not taking the racket back. I am turning my upper body. Okay, I can even be like this, but I'm not. I'm here. Okay, I just moved my entire chest or shoulders or back from, like, basically from the waist, from the hips. I'm twisting this way, and I've separated my hands. So here, I separate my hands, and then from here I step and hit. But I'm not taking my racket back at all. If you take your racket back 1 millimeter, that's already a chance of you to be hitting it late. With 1 millimeter, okay, you'll probably not hit it late, but there's a chance. If you take it back 1 centimeter, there's higher chance. 10 centimeters, it's higher. And if you take it way back here, then it's probably guaranteed that you're going to be hitting it back here or late or hitting it not so clean. The less take back or no take back is perfect, okay? And that's if the ball's coming at you super fast, no take back, block. If the ball's coming at you slower, no take back, just add a little bit more legs, a little bit more weight into the ball. And if it's coming to you slow, the same, no take back, and use even a little bit more oomph, a little bit more power, but from your step in with your left leg, which I'm gonna get into in a second. Take back, basically non-existent. If you can make it non-existent, ideal. Number two is preparation, and separate your left hand from your racket. Okay, I see this very often, and the left hand comes down. If my left hand comes down, there's something called action-reaction, which is subconscious. We cannot really avoid it. But if my left hand comes down, my two hands are connected somehow. So if my left hand comes down, very often my racket head is also going to come down. My two wrists want to follow each other. I want to keep my hand up and my racket head or my wrist to wrist are going to follow each other and it's going to stay above the net. If I bring it down, automatically my racket can drop. If you're very skilled, very aware, very talented, you can avoid it, but that chance is still there of missing it in the net. You want to keep your left hand in front, and when you hit, keep it in front. You can keep a little bit more here, a little bit more here, that's fine, but never bring it down because action, reaction, okay? It's going to follow. Once I've prepared and I've separated my hands, okay, and then I want to step into the ball. When you're hitting a forehand volley, you want to step forward with your left foot on contact. Try to time your foot hit the ground at the same time as the ball hit your strings. If you can get that timing, that's going to help you so much in terms of power, feeling. When I say power, I'm not saying power that you need to hit it hard. Again, less is more. But power in terms of controlling your power. You can step in more, you can step in less. That's giving you the right amount of power. When I talk about power, I'm not saying that you need power to make the ball go super fast. Not at all. Volley is not a powerful shot. The less power, the better, but you want to control how much power is needed. If your opponent is way there, you want it short here. If your opponent is out here, maybe I want to hit it a little bit more deeper into the court on the other side. So then I'm controlling my power. So when I'm talking about power, using your step into the volley, that's what I mean. Okay. Also, no wrist. Okay, I see it all the time. When you hit the volley, there's a little wrist action there. There's no wrist action. Keep it fully stiff. You don't want to squeeze the racket, but at the same time, you want to have it firm. You can practice by holding your left wrist. This will even help you to not move the left hand away from the racket downwards. Keep it stiff here, so keep it firm, prepare, and there. And I guide the ball. You want to either guide the ball there or guide the ball here, but it's all the same position with the wrist. Never any of this. If I do a little bit of this, then already my contact point is getting changed. I can hit it a little bit too much that way or a little bit too much that way. No wrist. If I want to even put backspin on the ball, leave it short, I'll do it with my arm, not with my wrist. Okay, very important. The wrist, non-existent, just like the backswing, non-existent. You don't want to have any this. It's just bam, bam. Keep it simple. The stroke of the volley, you want to make it this big, from your tip of your thumb to the tip of your pinky. So if I prepare here, bam, that's how big it should be. No more, no less. You can try it yourself from here and no more. Like that, less is more. With that, just control your power using your leg. If it's your forehand volley, use your left leg. If it's your backhand volley, use your right leg. Okay, I'm gonna get the backhand volley now.
Okay, the more difficult part of the volley is on the backhand side. That's where you see most mistakes, right?
Yes, the backhand volley, I think people tend to struggle a little bit more. I don't blame them. It is true. The forearm, having a strong outside of the forearm is not easy, especially, we talked about it a little bit before with the slice, that if you have a two-handed backhand, you never really see yourself in that position. If you have a one-handed backhand, I'm sure you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable than those of you that have a two-handed backhand. For the volley is always one hand. There are some exceptions of pros volleying with two hands, especially on the female side. I wouldn't say it's wrong. As long as you can hit it consistently where you want it, you're on the right track. I can't say anything against that. But there are like, I don't know, biomechanical aspects that are like more correct than others. But if you do have a two-handed volley, that's fine. If you can do it consistently, go for it. If you do have a two-handed volley and you're not consistent with it, then maybe this video is something for you to maybe try time to consider trying the one-handed volley. I think you'll have a little bit more control. You're gonna have a little bit more penetration, a little bit more power, although power is not so important on the volley, but power, when I talk about power, again, is about controlling how much power you put in, not about hitting it strong, okay? The preparation or the preparation stance is exactly the same as the forehand volley, because when you're standing here, you don't know where it's going to come. You don't know if it's coming to your forehand or you don't know if it's coming to your backhand. So this should be totally neutral. Very often I see people waiting like this at the volley. I don't recommend that. If you stand like this, if it comes to your backhand, okay, you're going to be quite fast to react. But if you're here and you're already taking half the time away from the ball because you're standing half of the court, and it comes to your forehand, you're going to be much slower to prepare towards one side than to the other side. I've actually used this in my matches when I'm warming up with my opponent for the 5 minutes and I see my opponent coming to the volley and I see him at the volley volleying really well, but he's standing like this, that I know that when it's match time and I see him come to the volley, I already tell myself that if I see my opponent come to the volley, I'm going to go to his forehand. I just know more mistakes are going to come from that side because he's standing like this. So I advise you, stand neutral. You shouldn't even be able to see the strings of your racket. Your string should be hiding behind the frame, okay? Then you're totally neutral. Number 2 is the preparation. You want to keep your left hand on the throat of the racket, okay? I like to keep my elbow a little bit high. I feel like from here I'm a little bit more active. If I bring it down, I'm a little bit more relaxed and I feel like I'm going to be slower. I like to have it up. There's a little bit more tension. There's a little bit more intensity in my upper body, so when it's time to hit, I can go for it, okay? So the preparation is left hand on the throat. As I'm about to hit it, that's when I let go of my left, okay? I let go of my left and contact is with one hand. Again, the contact point, the ball on the string, is at the same time as the foot hits the ground. The same time I step is at the same time the ball contacts the string. Very important is, again, the action reaction, but in this case it's actually the opposite, but at the same time it's the same. On the volley, like I said, they follow each other. On the backhand volley, they don't follow each other, they actually go opposite way. But I want my left hand to go diagonally upwards and I want my right hand to come diagonally downwards or straight, but here. If it's higher, I want to go a little bit more down. This one should end up higher than if it's here, but they go opposite way. Okay, then I have control, I have stability. One part of my body weight is going forward, the other part of my body weight is going backwards, so my center of gravity stays the same. And when my center of gravity stays the same, I know I'm going to be balanced. My head is going to be still, my body is going to be still, and I can control the ball to where I want it to go. If I would go the same way, I might lose balance because now my center of gravity is not on your axis of your body, it's going to be elsewhere. So I'm going to lose a bit of balance. Maybe I'm not going to be standing upright, maybe my head will move to try to find that balance, and I'm not going to be hitting the ball dead center, which is so important on the volley. You have so little time to react. You're so close to the net and you really need to find your spot. So if you don't hit the center of the string bed, you can lose control. If you hit it a little bit off center, then the ball might float up. But if you hit it a bit low, you're going to half frame it and it's going to go to the net. Or you can miss it wide or long. Very important to try to hit the center. And by that, you want to be close to the contact point with a bent arm on the backhand volley also. You want your center of gravity to stay at your axis, so that's why you want your left and your right to go opposite directions and keep it close to you. And again, this much of a movement from here to here, no more. It should look something like this. Split, open, and boom. No more. And you'll see this at the Pro Tour level, their swing is like that, and the ball's coming very hard, very fast. And at amateur level, the ball's coming a little bit slower, but it's the same movement. Keep it simple. All in all, less is more in the volley. Don't try to look for more. It's usually not the case. Look for less and you'll get more.